are the king right now. Impact gonna go ahead and lock in Azir once again. So Jojopyun happen to have a scaling, though playmaking mid lane here for himself. We saw it look very good in the hands of Maple on TSM. Curious if he's gonna have a Bard setup this time around though for Vulcan.
Yeah,
probably not.
I think really targeting toucouille in the pick and ban phase, 2 control mage bans. Originally you would think that Ahri would be the pick for toucouille into Azir, so they'd clearly planned to first pick Azir. Then they also ban Zeri because they think, well, we can't give that over if we're going to be using our first pick on a mid laner. So yes, it's 2 games that we've seen Azir as first pick, but I think this one's specifically targeted to try and take toucouille's most powerful champions away.
Might look pretty good there. Ooh, Akali gonna be grabbed right away as the answer for Azir. This is exciting. I mean, I'm curious what the read is here. Like, are you covering more of your lanes to give counters? Because I don't feel like most teams read Akali as the big Azir counter pick. I could stand to be corrected, of course. This has actually shown up in other regions I haven't noticed. But, you know, it's a surprise to me. Haven't seen it a ton, but gonna be locked in right away.
Yeah, a 3-2 career record by toucouille's Akali. I believe some of those games would have been in the LFL. It could still flex top if the matchup warrants it, but when you pick Lee Sin Akali, lock it like that, it's very much a, all right, we're gonna try and freeze waves on Azir, put him in uncomfortable positions, gank and kill. So I would expect it to go mid, but you can't be sure.
You can't indeed, as we're gonna see maybe the strongest duo lane in laning phase available, Kalista plus Renata Glasc. Keep in mind, if they wanted to lock in Lucianame, they could have. There are not a lot of bot lane focus bans right now. Zeri and Seraphine the only ones, so they could have gone for an even bigger lane play. They know this is the one for us, so EG saying, hey, we already think we're better. We already had Danny say, yeah, I think Aphro's gonna make it a pretty free lane, and they're going for aggro down here.
Oh yeah, they are. If they talk a big game, they want to be able to back it up, so they pick what they think they can dominate lane with. I will say,
That's not happening.
If the lane doesn't go super well for Kalista, Aphelios can get very oppressive. If Aphelios ever gets ahead in the Kalista matchup, he starts to win. So Danny and Vulcan really have to be on their game at the start to make these picks count.
Are they banning a support? Do they want to make sure that there's nothing that can turn that matchup back around? Or is it, nah, screw it, you know, make sure everything else looks good? So yes, engage. Being attacked right now. Gnar taken away here as well. FlyQuest, of course, get to answer top lane. They got to save it for last. They already know the entire bot lane matchup, so support on 4, and then top lane counterpick on 5. Ban away all the most blindable top laners, or junglers that are strong that you might care about here from Inspired as well, and say, okay, whatever you pick in top, we'll just counterpick for Philip, and whatever you pick in jungle, that's okay, we have Lee Sin.
Yeah, I think it's likely we see another support ban here. Maybe Tom Kench, one of the strongest laners. Nope, they opt instead for a top lane ban, which will make things interesting for Impact.
Look, unless FlyQuest think, with Gwen gone, there's no counters, you know. But I don't know the entire matrix of champ pool options. I mean, they certainly are talking with Philip right now about what he might want to play. Again, there shouldn't be a huge need to hem and haul over your support pick. You got a lot of time to look at it. You only know Nautilus is gone. And it's going to be Alistar here. This is pre-buff again. We are still in 12.13. The mana cost and cooldown buffs to Pulverize are not in this build. But Alistar's still going to be the pick here. Certainly can engage. Kalista can't really outplay the Heavy Pulverize combo. You'll get the E stun afterwards. That'll all land.
Yeah, the Gwen ban is Philip's most played champion this year. He's also undefeated on it, so it makes a lot of sense. The Alistar tells me FlyQuest want to make sure they have enough engage since they are really an all-in comp. EG, I like the Wukong here because it can serve 2 purposes. One, it can dive the Aphelios. 2, it can also peel when they try and dive in with 3 melees. Just pop the R. Really works well with the rest of the team. And at this point, I don't think EG actually need to have another engaged champion if they wanted to blind pick something safe for Impact, but we'll see.
Gangplank already gone. Ornn, I guess, could be available as one of those things we see minus off, but Sejuani has very good lanes. Very often has just outright priority or just handles it just fine in some of the more scary ones. Because, A, she's got damage reduction. She has actually pretty good escapes, pretty good poke. She can actually answer an all-in pretty well. So, okay, Philip, what are you going to be on now? As you know, you are against this champion. Aatrox also. Again, 12-13. The increased health, lower regen. Not in this build, but Aatrox is going to be the grab. Yeah. It's going to be his 3rd pick on Aatrox, now his most played of the split.
Yeah, Impact as well has played Sejuani twice this split, both victories. He played it in game 1 of the split against Cloud9, and then he also played it against TSM back in week 4. So it's an interesting blind, but I think against Philip, he wasn't necessarily that scared of the counter picks, and it just makes sure they have frontline since they are running that Renata support. So making sure he can get a tank in the top lane, very important for EG's 5v5 team fighting.
Indeed. Philip, though, has not been successful on the Aatrox. A sub-1 KDA, 0 and 2. It's a third of his normal KDA in the LCS. Dragging that one down. So it hasn't been successful for him. However, feels comfortable on it here. Thinks it's a good matchup into the Sejuani. Of course, the slow resist, it does matter for the chains because we are on to the Rift for a clash near the top of the table. Number 1 team, Evil Geniuses, holding on to that spot as best they can. FlyQuest right now in 4th. A solid 3 games behind, but the hope is to be a top 3 team by the end. The hope for every one of these teams with a winning record is to be in shape in time for playoffs. If you get an upper bracket spot, get top 2, awesome, great, easy road. But the hope is the World Championships at the end. The hope is top 3. See if they can make that happen. Now, we know Jojo talks a lot of trash, but let's hear what toucouille thinks of him.
I think Jojopyun has some weaknesses, yes, but honestly, I think he's quite talented. And to see those weaknesses and beat him, you need to also be good and, yeah, as I said, match his aggression and do not be scared when he steps on you, when he actually loses the trade, you know. I feel like he has this like innocence aura, where he's just like making the plays, he trucks every time, he keeps going, he doesn't think too much, and I think that's where his strengths come from. Yeah, Jojopyun, you think you're better than Caps, but I was stomping him in solo queue, so good luck tonight.
Ends with trash talk.
Straight to the camera trash talk. And honestly, this isn't the mage matchup you would expect to have out of toucouille. It's going to be heavily on his ability to coordinate with JoseDeodo to punish Jojo, because Jojo will have the shove advantage if he wants it as the Azir. Does go Conquer, which is more of a scaling rune on Azir than the Comet, but still, it's going to be a big part of FlyQuest's chance of winning is to get that Akali ahead.
And you can see right now, EG, unsurprisingly, have control over the lane. Alistar is basically not a champion at level 1. Can't fight for much, especially against a Chanter, so not a problem at all for EG to have whatever they want in this lane. A good aggressive trinket ward spots the entire path here for JoseDeodo. Wants the option, if they play too aggressively, to go for a flash play or something, a ward hop play, right? Raptors blue, Gromp is level 3. And would allow him ward hop over, go for the play, you know, suddenly find a flash Alistar combo. But he's trapped, right? There's a ward already there, so they know what he's actually gonna be up to, what he's actually be able to do, and they see him walk towards Wolves like, yeah, we're good, impunity.
Yeah, a lot of jobs for Lee Sin this game. He will need to try and link up with Akali when the wave shoves and gets frozen kind of a little bit past the halfway point. You'd also want to be able to help the bottom lane, but clearly that's not in the cards right now. So it's actually going to be more about whether or not Inspired thinks that's a gank angle or if he just continues to farm on Wukong.
Yeah, as Inspired goes to the bottom side, he's going to see, okay, I've cleared my top side. One thing this also does on the Lee Sin, not only does it give him the option to play for a level 2, level 3 in the bottom lane, but it also covers his bot lane against invades, although Inspired says, you know what, screw it. We've got mid pressure, we'll take top scuttle from you. Like, yeah, he's dropped his own Raptor, he's dropped his Krugs, but looks like top scuttle's going to be his. Philip has pressure, and in fact, even a chance to go for more here as Philip keeps the pressure on. There is a ward, and actually JoseDeodo is around, and now all information is gained. They know where Inspired is, and now he knows Jose's up there.
Yeah, that's the only thing Inspired needed to defend against in the early game was a possible dive with the way the other 2 lanes had been warded and pushed up. So really good job being there. Big trade by Jojo, trying to get aggressive.
Over the wall, this could be a kill. He's gonna flash, and the last stab comes through. Jojopyun trades him low. Inspire gets the rest of the way, and the kill comes through first blood to Jojopyun.
And they get the flash. So that's a terrible start for the Akali in this matchup, and just such a spectacular start for the Azir. Normally it's just the ability to push and move, but to actually get a kill out of this, and then the kill does go to Jojo as well. Not actually sure how that happened post-flash, but just, I mean, he's trading, gets a really good E during the Shroud, and then he knows Inspired is close, and toucouille is getting a little bit aggressive there, going for the kill. If that E lands, he thinks he can get the execute damage, so that's why he goes for it, but Inspired comes in out of fog and gets the kill.
Yeah, that's just a really good play, of course, from that EG mid-jungle duo. Yes, could be top 5 in the world. We had hot takes earlier on. That's one he went for. Contentious one for sure. That one's on the spicy end, but they are very good, to be clear.
Yes.
And I would say comfortably number 1 in the LCS. I think they are, very, very strong up here, and showing it here again as Well, Akali has to kind of lick her wounds. Down a solid 6 CS. Did get the TP out of Jojopyun, who did have to get his teleport in before last chapter, so we'll have to take his own unceremonious recall later to finish that item. Relatively soon at that, since most of the way there already. And as the recall comes through, you're going to hope for Danny's sake that he can get back to the lane in time. Now, as this is a cannon wave, I believe, he won't lose much. He'll lose a melee on his walk back with upgraded boots, so a pretty well-coordinated recall. If you can, you always want to do these kind of recalls where you're facing a cannon wave, because you will lose exactly a melee mission if you walk back in time. Yeah,
I also just want to talk briefly about draft, as I'm hoping we don't get a giant fight right now, but I really like EG's draft in these cases. I'll get into it as he...
Oh, if that Q landed, it was his. 50 health, that Q would have killed. Oh. So, fortunate for Inspired here. I don't believe Jose got any of this. He's going to walk down and kill some more. He's going to fortify anyway. He's going to get spotted as slow. No Q up for a bit, and the bot lane really can't be there, as Vulcan and Danny were already back in lane, and Johnsun was walking back off a recall.
Yeah, good job by Aphro to protect the ward, but just to speak a little bit more about these team compositions, what defines like a one draft, I think, can be 2 pushing lanes, 2 winning lanes, which would be bot lane in this case and mid lane with the Azir, and better scaling. If you can pull that off, you have one draft, because you have more options to play through in the early game, and you're also able, if the game stays even, to win late game. Usually what will end up happening is you'll get like 1 pushing lane and then better scaling, but I believe EG's actually been able to pull off both in this game, which makes me really like their draft.
It's pretty exciting, and they're going to move on towards the first Drake of the game right now. 6:30 on the clock, and they're looking pretty solid right now, as this is going to be a Drake being attacked, and yeah, no chance to play for this one, right? As you mentioned, mid and bot have the pressure, so guess what? You're not bringing your top laner down to play for a 6-minute dragon and then, you know, slink back to top lane. So Drake is going to be guaranteed. Good amount of attack speed, ability haste. Thank you very much. And EG have plenty of time to lock this one up. Take a leisurely recall if they want to spend again. And then also play for Herald. So already stacking this objective early.
Yeah, things looking very good. I kind of feel like the Danny trash talk did seem, you know, a little arrogant. You don't expect that out of Danny.
Sure.
But I also like it because this team is also looking to stay motivated. And avoiding getting flamed is motivation in itself. So I almost feel like they're being overly cocky just so they can stay focused. Like now, Vulcan and Danny are like, well, we talked all that trash. We can't just lose now.
Danny, that was way too much. This is going to be a kill. You got to believe it. Flash follow. Yeah, one more shot. Jatt, you cursed him. And I saw it. Vulcan recalls him like, you're in range of purple gun, buddy. You're in spitting distance, and Danny gives up the first death of the game for EG.
That's not it, Danny.
That's not it.
That's definitely not it, because, as we mentioned in Champs, like, if the Aphelios does get ahead of the Kalista, that's the window there for FlyQuest. Yes, they have 4 other melee champions that's going to be very difficult to play into the Azir, but, recalled right on a ward. Danny probably didn't he didn't realize the ward was there, you'd have to think, with both of them faking their recalls there. And then, yeah, he was definitely bluffing here, as if he had the support there. That's why he's staying
and he's
up
just in purple gun. Yep. He walks up to auto attack range.
It was like the last purple gun shot, too, as you can see.
Yep.
Rough.
Yeah, it's a mistake. Outright mistake. Obviously didn't know the ward was there for sure. Long gone is the particle that plays when you drop a ward down. Used to be able to track that by just seeing a character animation. That got removed in like 2017 or something.
Yeah.
But I remember the days like, oh, he definitely warded this. I saw little
before Danny was
out.
born, actually.
Yeah. Yeah, true. I never even knew that existed. You know, back when the game was in black and white, they didn't have sound yet either. And people were really, you know, concerned about, you know, that lowering the quality of discourse in the game. But Philip burning his flash, didn't want to be chain stunned, and impact. We'll give it to him. It's fine.
Yeah, not having the ultimate will make it so the Rift Herald isn't free, though. I think if they had the ultimate advantage, they would have been able to go for it. Now they're just going to kind of posture around it and hope to get a pick somewhere.
Aphro, level 6, doesn't want to burn his ult if he can help it. Of course, he is flashless. Next combo comes in. Might have to go for it here. Tanaka comes through. He will do so. Pulverize. Headbutt. And now Azir is on. And that's going to be a kill picked up. Jojopyun gets his second now. And Akali is a bit locked in place. We'll try to go for big trades. Needs the R. Gets the first bit. She's on fire, though. And is going to flash to get back out of the tower to stay alive.
Another win for EG, but Philip is first to move, so they still might look to continue this.
Actually could have been a kill on the Vulcan. If that kick lands, he doesn't flash away. Oh! He gets that back. That was so nice. Jojopyun drops that bowling ball again. I think it was forced that he flashed away, but still gets brought back by the Aatrox. Wants to go for more. Clones away, but should feel pretty comfy here. Philip, honestly, Nuke one's come in soon. Lee Sin gonna find himself a slow, but no energy. At this point, this is gonna be a pull that works.
Oh,
it does. It's gonna get him, and now it's gonna be impact falling. Will not matter. The semi-revive, he'll kill him anyway. Philip on the board again, 3-2, FlyQuest in the lead.
It's a Philip angle, man. He's 2-0 here on the Aatrox, the one winning lane they have. He's able to make the first move down towards this fight, lands a couple of clutch W's, gets the kill on the back end, and if they also use this Herald top, he could really slingshot ahead in this game and attempt to be their main carry.
Well, Arrogance has been the downfall of EG, both in bottom lane and top now, the last 3 kills. Vulcan stepping for too much as the collapse comes through, right? Playing around FlyQuest's one winning lane, and he's stepping up the bot as well. Rockcat flip switch replay, watch this again.
Yeah, so definitely don't mind the original kill onto Aphromoo. They stick around, and you know, toucouille buys a lot of time here in Shroud, still able to get some damage off while getting away. And like at this point, EG is actually trying to just leave.
And that kick
is great.
Yeah.
Philip cuts off, and because he landed the knock-up, it buys just enough time to stop Jojo from shifting over the wall right there. And they know they're strong, so they just keep going in this 2v3. Well played.
Health bars are down, ulti's all down. They're like, all right, Sejuani, you're going to be falling for this one. Yeah, you can't really stop the Aatrox. So, Philip, okay, your time to shine, buddy. You are the gold lead right now, I have to imagine. 20 CS up there, 2 kills as well. It's probably near 1,000, I would guess.
Yeah, it is a 1,300 gold lead for Philip and a 1,200 gold lead for Jojo. So right now it's Azir versus Aatrox. Usually you would pick the Azir in that matchup, but there is still, FlyQuest is fighting back in this game. They're definitely staying in it.
And keep in mind, you've got a kill on Aphelios, so he's going to feel comfy as well. There have been 2 turret plates claimed for EG in the bot lane, 1 for FlyQuest down there, but the plate's going to make up for that kill difference a little bit there, as JoseDeodo is going to walk through on a ward, and of course wants to let up the highway. So often teams will, again, you know, spam the control wards down in these 3 brushes basically, the one touching mid lane, the one near blue, the one in the river itself, and now Inspire going to come from the top side. Philip, stun into Wukong follow-up. There's no way you get the rest of this one. I gotta believe. Gore Drinker not available yet, and I mean, he falls. Inspired on the board now, but it will be FlyQuest able to trade back. 1 kill for 1 Drake.
Yeah, very clear priority there by Inspired to make sure the Aatrox doesn't get out of control and is very willing to delay the Dragon Soul. I think that is overall a good call by Inspired if they still believe that they have better scaling, but it also means Jose has a chance to try and break this bot turret since he just saw Wukong top.
And the Vulcan gets a bit of damage. Guardian pops though, and Vulcan's honestly fine. They're gonna go for a bit of handshake damage. You can't go for this dive, but you do claim some more turret plate gold after we never tagged the tower, so it's shared 2 ways, plus another 160 to Johnsun, as a scaling Aphelios is absolutely a win condition here.
Yeah, 300 gold up on Danny. Narrowly dodges the spear while sitting in his recall animation. So Aphromoo and Johnsun are able to get back to base. What is this TP? Oh, Spellbook TP. Okay.
Yeah. And I think doesn't want to give away that he had burned it there.
Yeah.
I would assume. Doesn't want to like give the vision of that one. So he's actually still, yeah, he's even still playing in fog, right? Doesn't warn back to the lane. Yeah, like okay, I'm putting my wards down. You don't know for sure I've done this. You think maybe I'm walking down already.
Yeah. Quickly as well on Evil Geniuses and their 10-2 record.
Yep. It'll hurt. He'll live.
I mean, it does stop his recall.
Yeah, I think he has shield money though, right? Like for 550 for the okay, he's actually not quite there.
He could sell refillable and control ward and get there, but he probably doesn't want to.
Yeah, so he's actually happy to lane anyway, as it turns out. Danny's fine with this one. Yeah, no Dorans to sell or anything. So yeah, that would be awkward. After moving, great. Get some oranges, but be careful, buddy. You are about to be in a 1v3. His flash is up, his ult is up. It shouldn't be an issue. Indeed, it isn't. We move towards a mountain rift, and another trade on the top side as grass feels pretty good.
Yeah. Impact the master at holding steady at a slight deficit. It's one of the... He actually leads all LCS top laners all time in solo kills, but also one of the things he's really good at is staying just slightly behind after things have gone wrong, not letting the other top laner carry.
Yeah. Except for yesterday. That one was a bit rough.
But the other top laner didn't carry.
That's true. Yeah. So he still won. Still won. No, you're totally right, though. That has definitely historically been a really strong point for him, being able to play from the weak side.
Him again?
Yeah, 3v1. I mean, it's okay. We had both sides of it, right? Sure. You had, hey, he's good at playing from behind. I'm like, yeah, but he fed last game. So, you know, either way, we're playing both sides. We always come out ahead, Jatt.
I mean, this is really slow. First turret goes to Kalista. Renata is on the way. He's looks super dead, though.
And Philip gonna take a bit of damage there, but it's gonna be fine. Flashes away, Ignite should not kill him. Last tick not gonna be nearly enough, but now look out in the bottom lane. Gale Force! 1 for 1!
Whoa! Another kill onto Johnsun there. Could have been a disaster for FlyQuest, but again, they get just enough to stay in it. Getting the kill on Akali, also super clutch. Jose, I think just trying to defend this turret. Doesn't have any kill threat onto Inspired, you would think.
Knows where he is.
But he's also very good at least.
Wow, flashy for the slow. Is that really gonna be enough damage, though? He's purely going for the solo kill now. JoseDeodo flashed in to nearly kill himself. Has to kick away. No, he did! Flashes in to kill himself. Inspire flash to finish the job.
Wow.
That's a mistake.
That was unique. Like,
No, I play solo queue. It's not.
but like, Jose has so many games on Lee Sin. Like, he knows his limit so well. But that was definitely a moment of like, he played like he knew something Inspired didn't know. And Inspired definitely knew.
Yeah.
Inspired's like, you can't do this, man. I couldn't, I thought for sure Jose would have kill threat after he continued on, because I'm like, there's no way he goes for it. Then he just burns everything. Like, that wasn't even close.
No, it wasn't.
He got like 30% of Inspired's health. I did not expect that play out of Jose's Lee Sin at all.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, honestly, both players had kills, so it's not like he was mythic versus not. Like, I understand if it's like, oh yeah, I have Gorgon, you're not the best one we want to end up, but it's fine. Versus, you know, a Sheen and you know, a Call of Duty's Warhammer or whatever. But it's like, that's not what the build was, man. He had full Divine Sunder, healed back up against you. In fact, early Sunder is actually stronger than it was pre-patch, just because the damage is actually quite a bit more front-loaded.
Yeah.
And yeah, he's just like, okay, I'll just heal against you and win. Mid lane, tier 2, gonna drop now as well, or tier 1, I should say, but it's 3-0 in turrets as a result. Inspired wants into Philip now. Will smite away the Gromp. We'll find a knock-up, and Philip, be careful, buddy, because Danny would like to come into that one. Will do so. Gordon not gonna matter. They're gonna get that kill. A Rampage now. Inspired's on 4.
I mean, his EG has looked a little shaky this weekend. Inspired is not. His Wukong was so good yesterday in the Immortals game that really put them in a position to win early. They were just unable to convert. And now they're going to continue to try and throw on the pressure. Holding that Azir turret, pushing up the bottom lane. Mountain Drake up in 10 seconds. Should be an easy take.
Inspired's gonna see, hello. Tuk. Got a top lane as well, but nah. Gonna go ahead and... Yeah, do you want to slowly wear down 2,800 health on that Scuttle? No? Okay, well then, EG gonna go ahead and play for the bottom side. Drake, no one's at a rush for the stack right now, but when this one drops, it'll be a 10-minute timer to the possibility of Soul, so 28-minute Dragon Assault, not bad, if they go for it, if they keep farming it on cooldown. Rend, probably 1,200. Oh, wait, there you go.
1K.
Yeah. Close enough to accurate.
Yeah, nice coordinated reset by EG. One thing I did want to mention about EG, though, with their 10-2 record, I absolutely think they deserve it, but the way that they lose games is not necessarily that surprising. Like, they take so many fights because they believe their mechanics are better, which is just naturally going to be a higher variance playstyle. So they had that close game against Immortals yesterday. They had the close loss to 100 Thieves when they dropped a game. And they've had actually multiple games this split where they've been down in gold and then team fought their way back to victory. This game, they are playing with the lead, but I don't expect them to stop taking what would be, in essence, very risky team fights. So it's the way they've committed to playing, and it also keeps all of their games interesting.
Which is great, because it's fun to watch them, you know, scrap and do battles. And occasionally the mishap happens, sure, but means you get action, and that's going to be, you know, more fun overall. So, nice chain there. Philip able to actually grab the cannon and the fadeaway on a rank 1 ability, so well done to him. Toucouille sees what's going on the top side, and it's Danny pretty much free-faring up there, only a level behind the mid laner. So reasonably tanky on this Kalista now. Shield bow is done, on the way towards Rageblade. Inspired, going to grab this second Herald, no problem as well. FlyQuest, I believe, did claim the first. They shoved it bottom lane to give Johnsun some gold, but Johnsun on 2 and 1. Gonna power trough for a bit. Second item here onto Lord Dominic's. It makes your third and like 3.5 item build the strongest, because by that point people do have a lot of armor and bonus health. And yes, obviously he's hitting, you know, a Sejuani. Yes, he's hitting a Wukong. But if you are going optimal single target damage, at expense of all else, Kraken Phantom Dancer cannot be beat.
Of course.
True damage, high attack speed, high single target damage. If your goal is actually kill a Sejuani, it is that build. He is going, well, I need to dodge a Wukong. Understandable. Okay, onto the Gale Force one, but it still means that your 2-item trop is you do no damage. Because Gale Force is execute against the tank. Good luck with that one. No extra stats. And Lord Dominic's has nothing to multiply because your Mythic is low damage and you have no IE yet. And so it makes this build, you were just waiting for like another 10 minutes till you finish IE.
Yeah, and it also gives that 10 minutes for EG to try and take over the game, because within that time, it's going to be 2 more Mountain Drakes and possibly a Baron take. If you look at the amount of armor that Impact has, you can see it on your screen there, 223 already. You have the Rage Bait Kalista, which will be much stronger at killing frontline at this point in the game. So EG definitely in a very powerful position right now.
Pretty good here. Philip going to take his first stun as Impact's happy to go ahead and scrap with the champion that counterpicked him. Even down 2 kills, but now Philip going to go in for a little bit more. Holds on to a 1-level lead as both players hold the ultis. Impact going to queue away from the knock-up, and he'll be just fine. No incredible read on the champion, but shouldn't really matter.
Yeah, he's used his grasp 12 times, so his health is permanently increased by 60. I'm thinking when Impact takes trades like that, I almost feel like he knows he's going to lose the trade, but at least he proc grasp a few times, so it'll pay off later.
You never know. Hey, next time he lives with 6 HP, it's because of that exact trade.
You never know.
Well, 5, I guess, technically.
You never know.
You know. Blue Trinket not in the brush, sadly. It means Inspire can just sit there and make it happen easily. Impact going to go ahead and get rid of that vision for good measure. Sees that no one's stating in that one either, as Philip may be in a 1v3. EG have all their lanes pushed in. Johnsun's under his tower. They're actually 3-manning top lane. So Philip, this could be an attack over the walls. Wukong, yep, there he is. First knock-up, here come the stuns. No way you live this one right. There's really nothing to do. Big Gordon heal is going to be nice, but he cannot get the rest of the heals over the wall. He goes, and Inspired is unstoppable. Philip goes up for a wave as his team is playing topside, but Jojopyun, it's a 1v3 there as well, but they don't do anything.
Yeah, I mean, Inspired and Jojo neck and neck for richest players in the game. They're both close to 9,000 gold. Really nice play there, I believe, by EG, because they get the kill and also getting that really valuable inner turret in terms of gold. And then just Jojo is so much stronger than Akali right now. He's able to not lose any health in trades, which makes the dives too difficult to pull off.
So just takes down cannons. Gets to look good while doing so, but you can see a 36 CS lead here for Jojo, who's on the scaling pick already and doesn't seem to be under really any threat at all. The dive, not, I think, scary enough. Okay, there's always a chance you get that really sick Lee Sin flank, and that's all to play for. So, hey, that's a champion who scales with skill, and it's exciting, but it feels like the only X factor they've got, because everything else is so incredibly telegraphed. I don't see how Jojopyun is really threatened here with how well Inspired's been starting fights.
Yeah, it's right now I feel like the X factor would be some type of Baron steal or Johnsun getting to 3 or 4 items and then having his summoner spells out. Because other than that, I feel like they're losing front to back. It's so difficult for them to dive into Renata, Sejuani, Azir, and EG is just going to continue to play clean, right? They had a little bit of happiness in the early game, but right now they're 5,000 gold up. They're putting themselves on soul point at 23 minutes, and they're in full control.
There we go. Mountain Soul gets rid of even more of the possibilities. Mountain Soul, of course, by itself naturally scales off the armor and MR that you have. Pretty good damage towards Philip. Attacked again, pushed around, tries to heal, and it just isn't gonna happen. Gore Drinker ulti or not, it's another one for nothing, and now it's done. toucouille able to turn back invisible, and Johnson's gonna be okay for now. The mid turret will crash, it will nearly die, and one strong breeze will knock that down. Minions huff and puff. And who's gonna auto attack it? Danny, you didn't want that gold. It's 550 right there for taking.
Aphromoos hope they have Infernum Gun if they could get a big knock-up from Alistar and then blow them up with the Aphelios ulti, but it's not going to happen.
It's going to be claimed. No attempt at the top side either. We saw Rocket Belt. toucouille wanted to at least look at Jojopyun. Good gone Zonias. We hadn't really built MR just yet, so hey, maybe you find the angle, but couldn't land anything, and it wasn't anything meaningful there, so it is just more and more 5-1 now in turrets. Bot tier 2 is gone, mid tier 2 is gone, thank you to the Herald. And of course the farms looks very good pretty much everywhere. We try again. FlyQuest do really to find their way in. They've got 3.5 minutes to go until they've got to fight for Dragon Soul. As the armor and MR stacks and stacks, it does scale based off your base stats. So Jojopyun gets, I mean, it's what, 6% per stack right now, I think. So, his base MR is like 45, so he's at like 50 MR if he has no merc treads. How close am I?
Jojo is at 60.
60, all right.
Durability.
Oh, I forgot about scaling. You're right. He gets an extra like flat 10 from that patch.
Yeah.
So that's where the other 16 comes from.
You would have been right 2 months ago.
Yeah, 2 months ago I would have been right. Okay, I forgot about that patch. I don't know why. Because the game didn't feel any different. Like I played off the update and you told me there was no update, I would have believed you. Just, I don't know. I got caught wrecked and died. Like,
yeah.
That's how that works.
Okay, Danny on 3 items. GA coming in shortly for Inspired. Inspired's actually sitting on about 1,700 gold. Could have had a BF sword for that GA, but wanted to keep the control ward in there, which, you know, playing the long game is correct. Vision is going to be much more valuable than a little bit of combat power for them at the moment. But it actually does look like EG's very willing to slow play this thing. They were 4 minutes away from Dragon Soul. That's down to 240. They have full control of the jungle, so they're also farming at a faster pace than FlyQuest. And they're going to have such a huge power spike when they secure this Mountain Drake in 2.5 minutes if they don't do anything too risky.
And so far, it feels like there is no risk. You know, Jojo's happy to QW, auto attack. Philip loses a quarter of his health bar for like the smallest delivery from Jojopyun. He's like, I pressed 2 buttons and you just, okay, cool, you're a quarter dead. Great, see you next time, bud. On the way towards Infinity Edge, yes, is Johnsun. He needs that item to become a relevant champion, honestly. He got put ahead early on. He was, you know, shared some plates. His farm is fine. I mean, it's 11, 12 CS a minute. Like,
yeah,
he's farming well. He has kills. He has plates. But the problem is, the game is actually not 36-minute sleepers. Yeah. Like, EG or really anyone. Like, guess what? They lost Drake. They're still on a sub-30-minute dragon. And you're farming well, and you have kills, and you're still not 3 items because just the game is paced that aggressively.
The game is very fast-paced. And if this continues to be an EG-favored game, we might see a fight in the jungle here.
Looking at it on Danny. Does he have what he needs? Right now, Jojopyun not going to burn much else. And there's the stun. A Berserk. He's going to get away for now, but here comes the re-engage up from the front line. Has the ulti up for now, but he's still going to drop one. Jojo. Scoop comes in, and it's going to be a deletion. Everyone's going to fall here. FlyQuest will die at the hands of Evil. 4 kills picked up. JoseDeodo left alone. He can try to wave clear. He's going to get shot down. The Bud Light Ace, a triple kill. Mountain Soul not needed. FlyQuest decide they want to look for the play, they want to look for the kill, and they get not a 1.
Absolutely. FlyQuest was not trying to delay the inevitable. They figured they may as well go out on their terms. They tried to get a fight. They didn't get it. EG was scaling. EG was ahead. They make short work of FlyQuest and take him down in just over 27 minutes.
27 minutes indeed. The Nexus will fall. We're not going to see a fountain dive. They're playing far enough away. Jojopyun walks up, knocks it down, and Evil Geniuses remain in first place.
A really solid start to finish victory by EG here. Not only did they play better in game, but as I've said before, I really like what they pulled off in draft. So much of it was in their bans. They banned 2 mid lane champions and first picked the Azir. If you walk into this and say, toucouille is going to be playing Akali against JoJo's Azir, you're going to take EG in that game 9 times out of 10. It puts the onus on them to make something happen early, yet EG is the team that had the early prio and the better scaling. So I thought a wonderful draft by EG in that game, and then well played throughout to win in 27 minutes.
Beautifully done right now. Take a bow, Evil Geniuses, 11-2. Solid game and a half of 100 Thieves. This drops FlyQuest to 6th. They are underneath Cloud9, CLG, that whole lot. And this week for FlyQuest was facing their competition. If their hopes were like, I'll just make playoffs, but go well in playoffs. Beat good teams, make the trip to Worlds. But you lost to Cloud9 yesterday, you lost to EG today. Right now, on this form, FlyQuest are not that top 3 team.
Yeah, you look EG at the top, 100 Thieves up there, C9 and TL fighting for 3rd and 4th, and FlyQuest drops below that. That's the crew they're trying to be a part of. There's still 5 more games in the regular season, improvements to be made, but FlyQuest had that great week when they played Golden Guardians Dig. 2-0 puts them in the 7-4 position. Definitely a setback for them this week. 2 pretty solid losses, right? They lost a big Rift Herald fight against Cloud9 yesterday, which they couldn't recover from, and a bit of a start-to-finish loss here against EG, who admittedly is the best team in the league.
Sure.
But it does show FlyQuest still has some growth if they want to be a top team contending for a championship.
And the nice thing is, there is time, right? As long as you are top 6, you at least start upper bracket. You play like a middle-sized, first round matchups. Like, hey, they could fight a Cloud9 and try to get revenge. They could maybe even fight a CLG based on seeding, right? Like, they can fight a bite-sized opponent and like have a real battle. And then, okay, week 2 of playoffs, now we fight an EG. Now we fight 100 Thieves, right? And it's like, you have until then to be at that level. I mean, we've seen Immortals have a huge glow up since the break week. FlyQuest could have that glow up as well. So you always hold out hope. We know the highs are really there. Philip, I think, has still been a pretty bright point. Like, he was, the one kind of best part of this one. But yeah, a lot of flubs. Mid lane went catastrophically bad really early on. We saw JoseDeodo flash in to just kill himself in a 1v1. Like, there were those mistakes. We had the good points out of the bottom lane. Like, there were moments, right, for FlyQuest, but you need that the whole package to beat a team like EG, and you have to beat teams like EG if you want to make that deep run in playoffs.
Absolutely. And man, how good has Inspired been?
Very good.
He already has 2 Player of the Week awards.
Yeah.
I'll have to take a look.
Maybe 3.
It might be 3.
Maybe 3 soon.
This,
maybe 3
this
soon.
game, like,
you know?
as soon as it looked a little bit questionable, there he is killing Philip multiple times. There he is getting the solo kill on Jose. He carried the game.
I mean, he won them the Elder Dragon yesterday. Like, he was the
And he
reason.
stole the Elder Dragon,
He was
yeah.
the reason
Yeah,
they
yeah.
won. That game was over without him smiting. So, a lot of good stuff. So, chat, I have a question. Do you know what I love? It's being here in the LCS with the fans.